Hello, it's James with Love My Pups, My Breeder Supply. So I've had a few questions on dosages for antibiotics and generally for drugs for puppies and mama dogs. And so I thought I'd just do a video. I've done some videos before on different products that you can buy over the counter that are antibiotics you can get without having a prescription. Now, remember, I'm not a vet. Any of this advice that I give you is just things that I've learned over the years. I don't guarantee the accuracy of any of it. And if you try this stuff, you're using off-label use of drugs. So don't come back and sue me if you don't like the results. But you can see here, this is just a few of the drugs that I have on hand. All of these have been bought from places like eBay and Amazon, and they are for fish. So they are exactly the same thing that humans would use, but they are, they don't go through the FDA process, but I'll bet you money they go through exactly the same production line. If you buy tetracycline at the pharmacist, I'm pretty darn certain that's exactly the same capsules, just put into a different container. So you can get all this stuff without a script. So, and there's one more I use quite a bit, which is called fish mox, which is amoxicillin. Actually, the one that I like to use a lot. But if you want to know how to use this, the first thing is go Google the dosages. Don't call me up. Don't text me about what the dosages are, because I'm not going to answer it, because there's too much liability involved. You've got to go determine that yourself. But I'm going to show you this part. Let's say that we want to use penicillin. So, actually, let's start with a different one. I think we'll start with doxycycline. Let's see. Yes, we're going to start with doxycycline. Okay, so here we go. Here's doxycycline. So here's the problem. This is set up to like a capsule. And that's that. If you look on the package on this, it says right there that it's 100 milligrams. And if you go Google doxycycline for a puppy, you're going to see that the recommended dose is 10 milligrams per pound of body weight. Now, don't go take that number and run with that. Go Google it, because that's a range. It's actually between 5 and 10 milligrams per pound. But let's say that we had a 1 pound puppy. So a 1 pound puppy would need 10 milligrams. So the question gets to be, this is 100 milligrams. How do you get 10 milligrams reliably out of that? That's the question. So the way that I do this, one way you could do it, of course, is that you could dissolve it in something like water. And the problem with that is you don't know how well it dissolves. And so I don't think that's particularly reliable. So we're just going to get rid of this. And I'm going to show you how I do it. So I take the capsule, and it just pulls apart, and inside it is the medication. So this capsule is designed that when you swallow it, of course, it just dissolves. So there's nothing in the capsule is just a vehicle to get this into your stomach, so we can just throw that away. All right. So now what we've got is 100 milligrams of the medication, and we want to try to get 10 milligrams. So how would you do it? So the simple way to do this is to get this thing into, and those of you who are drug users out there will be familiar with this for other reasons, but that's not what we're doing here. So here we go. We've got a fairly even line of this doxycycline. So that's 100 milligrams. So we want 10. All right. So if we cut it in half, get rid of that half, now we're down to 50. And if we cut that, you can either halve this and go 25, or you can just say, hey, I want a fifth. There's a fifth and a fifth and a fifth and a fifth and a fifth. So that is about a fifth right there. There's another fifth right there, another fifth right there, another fifth right there, another fifth right there. That was a little bit long. So what's 6? So we'll just come back and give a little bit of this into these. That one's a little bit shy. That one's quite a bit shy. There we go. So if we get 5 equal mounds, each one of those mounds would now be 10 milligrams of what we need. Now, are they exactly right? No, they're not. Does it matter? No, it doesn't. Look, these are just approximations. There's a range of these medications that you give to the dog. So if that was in fact 12 milligrams and that one was 8 milligrams, I just don't think it matters at all. But the important thing here is that it's a fairly accurate way of being able to divide this up, and that was the point of this. So what do I do with this now? I'll go put this into little saran wraps and make little bundles of it. And then when I give it to the puppy, I've got a dirty finger here, so ignore my fingers. But what I would do with this is I would lick my finger so it's wet and pick that up like that. And then just put that into the puppy's mouth. And the puppy won't particularly like it, but it'll get rid of it pretty quickly. Then you might wet your finger and give it some water afterwards so you can get rid of the nasty taste. But that's it. That's how you do it. Okay. Let's look at something slightly different. A tablet. This one sounds like it might be a tablet. Probably not. Oh, here we go. That's definitely a tablet. All right, so let's look at this one. Penicillin. So here's the penicillin, and somewhere on this it'll tell us what it is. 250 milligrams. That's a 250 milligram tablet. And by the way, if you've got a loose tablet around, you don't know what it is, that, I have a hard time focusing on it, but there's a number on it there. I've got it turned around. If you Google that number, white tablet 520 marking, you'll find out what that is. All right, so how would you do this one? We're just going to get this out of the way because I'm not going to throw this stuff away. I'm going to keep it. Put that in. Save that for a later day. So similar thing again. Lots of tablets have already got a mark on them, so you can split them. But same thing again. You just go through the splitting process. So there we go. So that's which 250 is now 125. Split this in quarters. So that now 125 became 75. And at this point, I'd probably just crush this down. Get rid of all this. Crush this down. So let's say I want it to that's 75 milligrams I've got now. So we'll just do exactly the same process as before. That was 75. Then that's 35. Sorry, it'd be 37.50 actually. So we'll call it 40. There's 20. And there's about 10. So there's 10 milligrams of that if it was the right amount. Pretty simple. All right, thanks for watching the video. If you hate what I'm doing, let me know why. If you like it, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to me. I'd appreciate that. And remember, the important thing is, be nice to your puppies. Bye, everybody.